Hi there, Trista's Treasures here. I'm gonna say right away that the lighting really isn't great. I'm sorry for that, but it's a gloomy, overcast day. I have the light on in the nursery, but that's not great either. I have two babies here that I'm trying to, unfortunately, sell. I'm going to sorry, I keep clearing my throat, but there's stuff in there. I'm going to show you both of them. I'm going to start with Alejandro. I hate to do this. I don't want to, but my circumstances are as such that I need to sell my collection at this moment in time. So, I'll start with Alejandro. This is my favorite baby. I've had him the longest. He will be my the saddest one to see go. He's a full body silicone baby, and he is a sleeping baby. He has beautiful rooted hair. He has a ball jointed neck that can turn. Oops, my hand's in the way. From side to side. I have no idea if you can see this. He has an open mouth so that you can give him a full passy. I can't show you what's under his diaper, but if you want to message me, then comment what your email is in the comments. I can send you pictures of him up close. His sculptor was Laura Tuzio Ross, and she sold him as a boo-boo baby because she was not happy with his painting. I think that his painting makes him look gorgeous. It's newborn. There's some, he's like on a pinker side. He's got like some, he's just a little bit more pinker. But I absolutely adore his painting. I think it doesn't reflect to me flaws. He's got this big hair and I can't get it off. Okay, so here he is, and this is, he does not have a squishy tummy. It's a firmer tummy. He does not have armatures. They just kind of, they're there. He's got froggy legs, but he holds very, very, very nicely, and he squishes up like a gorgeous newborn baby. I'll get him dressed in just a little bit. I'm his second mommy. I have his COA. I've never bathed him, and he stays in the nursery. He doesn't leave this nursery. The door is always closed. The temperature is controlled. I don't necessarily play with my babies. The videos that you've seen is really all that I've interacted with them. I take photos of them and I change them off and on, but really that's the extent of what I've dealt with these babies. I'm going to move on to Polina now. I have Polina by Laura Tuzio Ross. I'm sorry, where's my brain at? Polina, sculpted by Bonnie Sieben, and poured by Kristen Englert, and painted by Janelle Marie of Blessed Bundles. I'm not taking her diaper off, but I'm going to pull it down a little bit. She's a petite newborn. She's like to me a perfect newborn. She's comparable. She's like 18 inches, I think. But where Alejandro's 9 pounds, she's like 8 maybe a little smaller, and she has a fused neck. If you can see, her neck is all one piece. She's a smooth little back, and what I really love about this baby is she has these wrinkles right here They're so nice. So this baby also has the belly button, which I really love. She has, her arms are fixed in this position, but I don't mind. That was one of the things that I loved about her. She has a birthmark that I don't know if I can show you without, yep. She has a little heart birthmark right there. It's a strawberry, it's called, and babies have them. Real babies have them. Let's see. She's Eco 20. She's she feels really fairly soft and squishy. She has a bald head, so she could be rooted. She has rooted eyelashes. She's pretty floppy, as you can see. She has an open mouth and a tongue, but it's very small. So her pacifier, I don't generally use a pacifier, but I have a few. So, and I cut the end. What I do is just cut the ends off, and I modify them because I don't want to hurt her mouth. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you with this baby is when she was being painted, there was a couple of spots that didn't take the paint that great, which happens with silicone babies, and for me it was a non-issue. I didn't care because I didn't care. Her painting is gorgeous. She's a darker skinned baby, but not, she just has a darker complexion, and that's what I asked for because I have a darker complexion. But right here, if you can see, there's a spot, which I have a spot like that on the back of my calf, and then try to support her head. There's one right there, and it's just a spot that didn't necessarily take the paint that needed to be touched up. And again, I mean, it's a birthmark. I mean, we all have them. So there she is. This doll, there's her little toes. She has, her toes are all together except for her big toe. She could wear sandals because her big toe's separate. Here are her little feet. And she holds really, whoops, except for being really, you have to be careful because she's floppy, clearly. She holds really well too. She's I usually hold her just like this. I don't know if you can see, but she holds really well. So for this baby, her sculpt alone was, the blank kit was $2,000, and then I had to pay to have her painted. So for this baby, I would like to have at least $1,800 for her. So I'd like to sell her for $1,800 US. Yeah, that's what I want for this baby. And the reason that I'm asking a smaller amount than what I paid is because this spot and this spot, I know some people expect to have flawless silicone, and it's really hard because there's no such thing as flawless silicone. But there's that spot and that spot, and so I've marked her down because I would like to sell her fairly quickly. She's a gorgeous, gorgeous baby. She's got an awesome snuggle factor, and she will make any mommy extraordinarily happy. Anyway, there's that, $1,800. Alejandro, in my eyes, is perfect. Even though his certificate says boo-boo, it's just from his painting. He has no rips and no tears. And I would not be selling him if I did not desperately need the money. And I need, I have him in my sales ad on Dolphin, I think for $34, and the reason is because I need 3, and so if you add PayPal fees and shipping, it's going to come out to $34. So $34 or closest offer on him. I've had a lot of problems with people messaging me and asking me if I'll take $100. I've had people messaging me and asking me if I will trade, and they don't have anything really worth to trade. And I've had people messaging me and asking me if I will take, you know, layaways. And it's not that I don't mind, and I will work with reasonable people, but man, I can't do a long, like, a 2-year layaway, and then you don't have a deposit to put down, and you string me along, and I've waited for 3 weeks, and then you want to give me $50, and you want me to hold the baby another 7. I can't do that. I just don't these are like, I had one lady ask me if I'd take $100 for Alejandro, and then asked me, well, she was sincerely upset as to why I didn't want to take $100, and well, what's the closest after that you take? Are you kidding? And I was very polite with her, and I just said, I'm sorry, but this is the closest that I'm gonna take. And I understand that some people may not understand. It costs a lot of money to make these babies, and it costs people their time, and then artists have to make a living, and sculptors and all of that. But I wouldn't even be selling these dolls if I weren't in a position to need the money. So if you're not over 18 too, I can't sell to minors. It's not legal. It's not legal, and then it puts me in a position to be vulnerable, and I can't do it. So if you're not over 18, I cannot sell to you. And it doesn't mean that I don't like you, or that it's not legal, and I can't do it, and it's not personal. So anyway, that's the end of this, and it's probably gone on so long that I can't change them, but I wanted you to see them. And yeah, 12 minutes. I'm not going to get them into close. Okay, so if you're interested, leave a comment with your email. I will get back to you immediately, and I will email you. So thank you for watching, and hopefully talk to you soon.